maybe that actually dovetails well into some of the key concepts of how you take the sort of probabilistic framework that you're using in order to make your decisions, and what's the sort of the process and the discipline that's required to be sharp money regularly for 24 years. Because I think that there's a lot of that's going to be coincident with being a good investor longer term. Is like, what's your mindset? What are the key factors that you use for? What are the key variables that you're targeting?
Well, I think you guys can relate to this, being, systematic investors and traders. And Rodrigo, with your poker background, you're well aware of the concept of tilt. Going on tilt, of course, is when you have a bad beat. You have the hand that should win. Some guy stays in when he shouldn't, and he draws a lucky card on Fifth Street on the final card. And you see it all the time. As you know, it's called going on tilt, and it's because emotions play a role. And that's why when I got into the financial side of things, I knew 100% certainty I did not want to have to handicap the financial markets for that reason. Sports betting is tricky, and that's what really does separate the long-term winners from the losers. It's emotion, because as you said earlier, Mike, everything that you have a 3-hour window, you win or lose 100%. You have a bet. It's not like a stock. A stock goes up or down, at most maybe 5% in the day, and that's an extreme day, and you still have 95% of your money. Even if you have a terrible losing day, you still have 95% of your investment the next day. And in sports, you either have 100% of it or you have zero within 3 hours. So money management is number one.
The juice. The juice.
So I was gonna say, technically you have 91%, because if you're risking 100, you're winning 91 with that 10% VIG. So, but we talked about that earlier, and Rodrigo, you said it was a big number to overcome. Theoretically, if you hit 52.38, 52.5%, you actually 52.5%, you win, because it's 52.38. And that's at laying 11 to 10. Something to keep in mind with these sports books and the internet in recent years, a lot of them have what they call reduced juice, where you can lay minus 105 each side. You only have to hit about 51.5% to break even. And that's not even factoring in, you can shop around and find better odds at every sports book. So now you factor in 3 or 5 sports books. It's kind of like a trend following system where you put non-correlated assets and you diversify and you branch it out. You take 5 sports books, you shop for the best number. By default, you're going to get an extra couple cents less in juice, or an extra half point on the spread every game. You almost are break even right now without any handicapping. And now you throw a little bit of an edge, and I feel like I have more than just a little bit of an edge, but you throw a little bit of an edge, you actually have an edge. And I put this article up on my website back when I started at prosportsinfo.com in 1999. This was the first article I put up, and it's still on there. And the only changes I've had to make over 20 years was, I said, shopping for line value. It amazes me how someone will spend hours shopping to save a couple $100s on a VCR or a television. I had to update that about 10 years ago. Someone pointed out to me they were still saying VCR on the website in the late 2000s. So I think I put CD player, and then I had to update that a couple years later as well. But the concept's the same. It's 3 things in order of importance: money management. This applies to the financial markets. And the absurd example I give is you could pick 99% winners and still go broke. Because if you bet 100% of your bankroll on every play, you go 99-1, you're broke. So that's an absurd example, but it hammers home that money management is number 1, no debate. Number 2 is shopping for line value. As I just said, if you have 5 or 10 sports books, by default, you will get the best line on every game. You could flip a coin and you will have a statistical edge that season betting on sports. So it amazes me. My whole business side of this is based on selling information and selections to people. It's the least of the 3 things that's important. Yet I can't make somebody manage their money correctly. I can tell them how to do it, but I can't make them do it. I can't make them go out and get 2 or 3 sportsbooks accounts. Most of them have 1. So they're at the mercy of the line. They might get a good line on one game. They might not on another. And it kills me to see that. But that's just the reality of the situation. So of the 3 things, picking the winner is the 3rd most important thing.
This reminds me of, do you remember the Joel Greenblatt example you used to use, Mike?
Yeah.
The little book of bull markets. I can't remember what the book was.
The quantitative book that beats the market, something like that.
So he had a service on his website, maybe still has, where he said, look, here's my magic formula. I will run it for you. You just give me the money. I'll trade it. We're good. Or I could give you the signals, and you can go ahead and do the trades yourself. And while the people, so they track this, and while the people that did it themselves end up having a pretty good result, they underperformed the S&P. And the people that gave him the money outperformed the S&P during that period, right? And it really is about
human nature.
It's human. It's the inability. You can provide all the information, all the services to somebody, but those small things, like you said, shopping the line being one of them, right? making sure you're staying disciplined being another. These are the tough things. I've known a very brilliant people who understand poker from a mathematical perspective that simply cannot control themselves going on tilt. They can play really well for weeks on end, and then they have a bad run and give it all back and more the week after because of the emotional side. So the same, and in investing is the same way, right? Especially during this COVID period, you saw there was a chart yesterday on Twitter showing the amount of people, like the 30% or something of TD Ameritrade investors went to cash at the worst possible time, right?
Yeah.
So this emotional side plays anything that has only a small edge will always get you into trouble if you're not super disciplined about the process and then handle your emotions. It's 100%.
I talk to guys every week. We'll go like 4-2 on an NFL Sunday or Saturday and Sunday combined. On average, by the way, one of the reasons I release less plays than ever, when I started, I'd put out anything with an edge because I was playing it. And I came, you can't give people too much rope. They'll hang themselves. And that's what I've come to realize is that you can't give someone 5 or 10 plays, even if I personally am doing it, because you're going to have a 1-9, a 2-8 day. It's going to happen, and they're going to be ruined. They won't live to fight another day at that point.